We do this all the time on company time because we are, of course, looking back in time. And my favorite herb is time.
I just thought you were gonna have something, that more words that rhymed with time.
That would be a crime.
That's my mom.
Awkward.
As you could probably tell by the rhyming, that we're talking about a movie.
Yeah, what movie?
Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cat in the Hat. Now this is a quick turnaround for a review rewind.
Yeah.
Little backstory. Someone that we're going to pitch to later, we're going to go live to,
Yep.
loves this movie.
Loves it.
Which is very, very, very rare.
Did I watch this movie maybe 100 times when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm not the person we're going to pitch to, which that would be funny, though.
So yeah, if you don't remember, or if you do remember, Cat in the Hat came out probably, 2 years after How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, and they were like, that made money.
Yeah.
It just made
so much money.
And they were like, well, we got to fast track. I'm sure they already had Mike Myers talking with them already.
Yeah. And they were like, there's a universe here.
Yeah, we got to do it now.
Before Marvel gets to it.
Yeah.
We need a Dr. Seuss verse.
Yes. And so they did Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers is obviously the titular cat.
Yep.
In the hat. In the hat. He is wearing the hat.
Wait, is it Cat and the Hat or Cat in the Hat?
Cat in the Hat.
Okay, thank you.
We get this movie. It's got Alec Baldwin. It's got Kelly Preston. It's got Dakota Fanning.
Yep. Spencer Breslin.
He was
a big child actor.
Yes.
And his sister is Abigail Breslin.
Yes.
And this was kind of not his first role or anything, but this is pretty early for him as well.
And you get Sean Hayes
as the fish.
Yeah, as
right?
the fish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big actors at the time.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin was still sort of not really, had no hits really.
Alec Baldwin was really on the cusp of comedy star.
Yes.
And he hadn't been there yet. But this is what
he definitely.
This is 2 years before 30 Rock.
Yeah.
This is right as he was Beetlejuice and he was serious stuff, and then Jack Ryan, and there was a couple of he's kind of funny, and then he just
Well, his SNL appearances.
Yes.
And then obviously we know Mike Myers.
Yeah.
He was Austin Powers around this time, so
yeah, baby.
And Shrek, so he could do no wrong at the box office.
No,
apparently.
he could not.
But guess what? He did wrong.
Yeah.
And he did very wrong in Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
But, the story is simple. Cat in the Hat comes in, creates chaos. That's the book. That's the movie. I will say, the three writers, once you guys hear this and me explain why these guys are important for the craziness of this story, it'll give you a better context of why this is probably, you should maybe go back and rewatch it.
Oh, yes.
So we got Jeff Schaffer, who worked on Seinfeld.
Yep.
David Mandel, who also worked on Seinfeld. Alec Berg, who also worked on Seinfeld.
Yep.
One of these guys is known for creating the Festivus poll.
Mm-hmm.
Another was a Veep showrunner.
Yep.
And the other one co-created Barry with Bill Hader.
Yep. All shows, I don't know if you know this, Emmys.
Yeah. So it's
and well known for their comedy writing. Let me ask you this, though.
Yes.
Is this a bad movie?
Well, see, this is the thing. I watched it 2023.
Yeah.
First time ever with my kid. And I was like, this movie's insane.
Yeah.
I had never seen clips or anything.
We're currently, I guess, in it still, but
we
are well into the YouTube era.
Yes.
And what comedy has become.
Yeah.
So I remember watching this movie and when I was a kid and loving it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was so funny, so weird, but it had a humor that I don't think had really popped yet.
It has more in common with Freddy Got Fingered than it does with comedy of that time.
Yes. I think it really is you look at what's after this, whether it's your 30 Rocks or even Arrested Development was kind of about to become a thing, or even Lonely Island and the digital shorts, like everything that like when we were either in high school or college that kind of became like huge internet YouTube comedy is like in this movie.
Yeah, the Cat and Hat did it.
It is like, and it's because you look back and you're like, man, it's just like whether it's like you dirty hoe, like that kind of stuff, like or the like Cupcakeinator.
To the amazing Cupcakeinator. I'm so excited!
Cupcake a what?
Cupcakeinator! Oh, this amazing device can instantly make cupcakes out of anything that you have in the kitchen.
Wait a minute, did you say anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Yes, anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything?
I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident. Anything.
It's just so stupid, but it's like so stupid. It's like, I think you should leave.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that it goes beyond being stupid, and it's just like so funny that you can't help but laugh at it.
Yes, but I think people viscerally reacted to it because it's intended for kids.
At the time.
Absolutely not a kid movie.
Not a kid movie, yeah. And I don't know if that was like, what if, and I don't know whose decision that was. It feels like a very like, Mike Myers is on the set. He's probably a little burned from Shrek, and he's like, I'm going to make this the like weirdest, dumbest, like randiest,
almost repugnant, like
almost to the point where you're like, I don't like you. Like in the book, he's just like a cat in the hat, and the fish is like, this is a little too much for me. And this is like, no, I could see where that would be awful. To be in this experience, and really, I think too, the book, the kids are like having a great time. They're like, awesome. And this, they're like, not okay.
It's like, it's probably how the cow felt in Twisters, getting sucked up in the tornado. It's like, I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it. If you break it down, the movie is a good commentary on childhood. Because it's like, sometimes when you're a kid, you just do a thing because you think it'll be cool. And then immediately after you do it, you're like, nope, that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. And then you get in trouble. Obviously, the kids don't get in trouble. They learn their lesson before the mom shows back up. But I think there is a kids movie in there. It's just buried under a million Mike Myers and the Seinfeld writers just doing their own thing. It just seems like they were going for something and it didn't land. But I think, like I said earlier in the video, give it a rewatch. You might see some things that modern day comedy, as you mentioned, it's there.
Oh, I think too, it's a movie that, once you get the... Oh, my parents and I watched that when I was a kid, and they were mortified, and I did not understand half the jokes. But now I've revisited it, and it's like it kind of is like, I think it's strange that it hasn't yet, but I could see a world where in a couple of years, like there's like a reclamation of it. Like no, this is one of the like good goofy cult movies of the early 2000s, where it's like, did it bomb? Yes. Was it insane? Yes. Is it a fun time for those those people who loved it? Well, I think so. I think in a couple of years, when you have people like the age of the person we're going to send it to, because I was like, I think I was like middle school or like
you
really
were on the cusp of being too old for it.
And it really, I just loved How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So I like really was like, oh sweet, just more of that. And it just ends up being weird. And but I think a couple people a little younger than us are going to say, no, this is the one that I love.
I think Mike Myers has a better filmography than people give him credit for. Like, yes, there is the behind the scenes stories about, and Dana Carvey talking about how Mike's a little hard to work with. He's not the, he's sort of like Donald Glover was talking about with Mr. and Miss Smith. He has his vision. He wants to execute it that way, or he'll grab stuff from somebody else and rearrange it and make it his own.
Then you got to give it also some credit for, it's just something. It kind of keeps that Seuss world going. It looks like a Dr. Seuss book. It while it may be terrifying, the Cat in the Hat, it has a good design. It's like that's what it would look like in real life, and it's terrible, and it's terrifying. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Was it ever really going to work as a real life? I feel like it was a little of that Ron Howard magic, the Jim Carrey, that it's a Christmas movie that everyone knows about too. And then you try to do it with other stuff. Of course, it's going to be a disaster. I think there's a reason why we haven't gotten another. I think there's a reason why most of the stuff they do now is a cartoon. But no, I think it's yeah.
So how about now we pitch to other JD and our special guest for a quick word on why he thought it was. I revealed this. Go and take it away.
Yes, JD and Michael. I'm here with Grayson Nakaza, local Cat in the Hat expert. Why do you know so much about Cat in the Hat, Grayson?
So where it really started was, back in high school, we had a couple buddies over and we were watching the movie, and I had another buddy who could recite the whole movie, and I was not jealous, but I thought it was interesting. So then I took it upon myself to just about learn the whole movie and all the fantastic quotes that it has to offer, and now I can offer those quotes, as needed basis,
And you do, and you give them to us. Now, that was your first time seeing the movie?
No, I'd seen it before. I hadn't ever been with somebody who could quote any movie, let alone that Cat in the Hat movie, to then think that that's the movie that I need to know the most quotes for.
Did you think that, like, when you saw this as a kid, and I'm sure your parents were in the room, do you remember what that feeling was like?
I can't say that I do. I'm sure there were moments of shame for both child and parent. I'm sure there were moments of laughter, moments of togetherness. Mm-hmm. I love the movie now, so there's no way it was a bad memory.
Wow, it's really deep. Now, is there a favorite? Do you have a favorite quote? Do you have like a favorite moment?
Oh, well, I love when they're pretty early on when they're all hiding under the bed. He's like, "Oh, I love this spot much better. They'll never find us here." And then, that is just a great moment of the whole movie for me.
Anything else? Any other insights you can give us about Cat in the Hat?
Ooh, insights. I don't know if I've got, like fun trivia facts or anything like that. It's more just the experience of being with me when any obscure reference can be related back to the Cat in the Hat movie. Yeah.
Now, do you think this is the best Dr. Seuss movie out there?
It's up there. I do love the Lorax, and my favorite part of the Lorax is
Let It Die.
When they're going through the electric trees and disco, and then they start. That's a great moment of the Lorax. But the Cat in the Hat would be one. Yes.
Wow, a lot of great things. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise. Keep at this, whatever it is, and back to you guys. Some hot takes, but maybe some cold takes.
Maybe some, lukewarm.
Yeah.
Like a soup sitting on the bowl, sitting on the bowl, sitting on the table a little too long.
Ooh, maybe like putting some cupcakes in the cupcakeinator too long.
Yes. Yeah. In the pocket universe, a little too long.
Yes.
Now, before we go, we've talked about how the Grinch Stole Christmas and how horny it is.
Yeah.
The Cat in the Hat.
Also
horny. And it cannot be like, this is post them already doing PG-13, MPAA. But like when we were kids, certain PG movies had a little of that sprinkled in. How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Cat in the Hat still having that sort of late 80s PG era type of humor in a kids movie. I mean, even the Goonies. I mean, if you really think about it.
Do I think that Ron Howard and Mike Myers used their power, their Hollywood power, to maybe get it a PG rating?
Yeah.
For both? Yes, absolutely.
100%.
There's just no way that both movies are not automatically rated PG-13.
Yeah.
But maybe can you make a Dr. Seuss thing PG-13? I don't know.
I mean, technically, the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka could be PG-13.
Well, yeah, he murders.
And I feel like Mike took a lot of inspiration from that.
Yes.
And was like, what if Willy Wonka was more crazy?
Like, the boat scene? Remember when he's like demented?
What if that's whole movie?
Whole movie. All of it. Lawyers and everything.
What a time. And Alec Baldwin playing the nastiest looking dude you've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. I can't. That, and then there's like the goop that's in like when they come back to the house.
I love the goop.
And they use the nanny as like a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the nanny.
It's just like, I don't even know how to describe most of the movie. because it starts out so like, yeah, it's like Cat in the Hat. It's like the normal Cat in the Hat. And then they go outside, and then like there's like shenanigans, and they come back to the house, and the inside of the house is turned into even more susical, and which involves a roller coaster.
We gotta close this out. We're closing it out soon.
Closing it out.
But it reminds me of this one SNL sketch that is on the Best of Mike Myers VHS tape, where he is playing a little kid who is tied to a jungle gym, and Nicole Kidman's another kid, and she's like, the kid, they got the lollipop and the candy's all over the face, and he's the same way, and he's just hyper. But it just like, it felt like that sketch turned into a whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Mike Myers, I wish he would make more things. I know he's sort of like older now, but
he did the Pantane,
the Penumbra.
Yeah.
I watched some of it, and it does have that sort of vibe.
Can I pitch you this?
Yeah.
And this is our closing thought. We talked about, we are both big fans of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. That is a very much like a, hey, I didn't get to do this stuff on SNL, and that's kind of what Cat in the Hat and like Austin Powers. That's what most Mike Myers things feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't get to do it on SNL, so now I'm doing it now. Would you be down Tim Robinson as Cat in the Hat rebooted?
No.
Okay.
I think Cat in the Hat is perfect. You don't go back and try to retry that. Maybe
not even with Sam Richardson as the fish.
No. I think they can do their own thing. They're fine where they are with I Think You Should Leave, and then whatever else they do. Maybe they do a Detroiters reboot.
Maybe there's a really good Netflix version of it, but maybe Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah. Maybe. I think Tim Robinson should get a feature length.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. Yeah.
Anyways, go back, rewatch it. No, before you leave a comment, you have to watch it.
Yeah,
we're
going to be checking.
You can't. We will look at your letterbox.
Yeah.
We will hunt you down. We will find you and make sure you watch Cat in the Hat. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!